right, second grade, we're doing our lesson 163 for our math page, those are pages 325 and 326. Now, the first thing that we're going to do, of course, is we're going to go ahead and go over our, let's do subtraction today. We're just going to work on our subtraction facts. So go ahead and say them with me, please. 15 minus 0 equals 15. 15 minus 1 equals 14. 15 minus 2 equals 13. 15 minus 3 equals 12. 15 minus 4 equals 11. 15 minus 5 equals 10. 15 minus 6 equals 9. 15 minus 7 equals 8. 15 minus 8 equals 7. 15 minus 9 equals 6. 15 minus 10 equals 5. 15 minus 11 equals 4. 15 minus 12 equals 3. 15 minus 13 equals 2. 15 minus 14 equals 1. And the last one, 15 minus 15 equals 0. Good job. Now I'm going to bring you just a little bit closer to me. All right. Now, we have been discussing finding a third of a group. You'll notice on your page there that they have some mugs that they've given to you, and they've asked you to find a third of it. Now remember, when we want to find a third of something, they want you to put the items into 3 different groups. So they have the fraction 1/3. And that means that there are 3 groups, but we want to know how much would be in one of the groups. So you would want to write on your paper 1/3 of, because that's what we're trying to find. And then our next step is to count up how many total there were. Now I have flowers, you have cups in your picture, so let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should have had 9 cups, and I'm going to write 9 here. So we're looking for 1/3 of 9 things. So we want to put 9 things into 3 groups. Well, we can figure that out by counting by 3s until we get to 9. So count with me. 3, 6, 9. How many will be in each of the groups? There will be 3 in each of the groups. So our answer is 3. So obviously I have 3 in a group here. Then I can put a group here of 3. And my last group will have 3 in it also. Now here you see 3 groups, but they just want us to circle one of them. So make sure that you circle only 3 mugs, and you need to make sure that you're doing it together in the group. So make sure you circle 3 mugs together, and I have my 3 flowers. Now the next thing that I want to look at, we've been discussing our money, and we have said that when we have change, the number on the furthest outside is our pennies place, our 1 cent place. Or if we were talking about just in numbers, it would be the home of the ones family, the ones family. Now, our second digit in our number family would be the tens family, and we know that dimes represent the tens household, and they're the number that is closest to the decimal point. That's right. So on your page there, they asked for you to do specific things. They said to circle all the dimes and put a square around your pennies. Now, your dimes, as I said, is closest to your decimal point, and you hear it in 50. That's in the tens place, 52. So I would circle 5, and then I'd put a square around 2 because that's my number in the ones place of my change. Same thing for this one. I circle my dime, which is 7. And I put a square around my ones place, my cent, pennies, which is 9. And the last one, put a circle around a 6, and then your pennies place gets a square. The 3 gets a square. Now you can finish the other part on your own because it's not that hard. I wanted you to be able to figure that out. The last thing that I want to talk to you about today, our lesson is going to be short. We're looking at multiplying numbers out. So when we are multiplying, here's a multiplication problem. 7 times 5 equals 35. Now there are specific terms or fancy smancy words that can tell us about our numbers. So 7 times 5 in multiplication terms These are called factors. Now, if I had an addition problem, these two numbers we have talked about before are called the addends. Okay, so addition facts, the special name for the numbers you add together, are addends. Multiplication, it's different. The two numbers we multiply together are called the factors. Now, the answer is called your product. Now, and on your page there, they asked you to circle the product. So the product is your answer to a multiplication problem. So hopefully that will help you out. So if you look at your first one, number 5, it's 7 times 5 equals 35. And they want you to circle the product, so you should have circled the answer. So you should have circled 35. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about will be our clocks. So I'm going to come in a little closer so you can see me. So we've been discussing clocks. We know that the hour hand is the little hand. Okay, so Mr. Hour, he's tiny and small. So he tells the hour by the numbers that you see. So 1, 2, all the way around the clock. Now the long hand is your minute hand. Okay, and when we count by minutes, we can, if we're on the numbers, we count by 5s. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this number 6 is how much of our clock? It is half of our clock. 6 is half of this side and half of that side. Now, how many halves are there? Well, let's see. There is 1 half and 2 halves. There are 2 halves. So from 12 to 6, that's how many minutes? We did say it was 30 minutes. Now, we're going to learn something new today. We've talked about it a little bit before. From here to here, we're counting by, as we said, 5s. But if you look a little closer, there's little notches that are smaller, kind of like on a thermometer when we're counting. The in-between numbers of counting by 2s, we count by 1s. So here, we're going to count by 1. So the first clock time that they have set it for, they have your hour hand on the 7, and your minute hand is here. So what you're going to do is you're going to start, let me just move my hands. So you're going to start at the 12, and you start counting. When we start at the beginning of our clock, we count by the very first number, and our number, we say 1. So this is 7:01, 7:02, and now it's 7:03. So for now on the clocks, they're going to get even smaller and more technical on wanting you to figure them out. Now they're going to do by 1. So this is 7:03. Now the next time that they show, they have it looking like this. Let me just make sure. Okay. All right. So now look at your time. Where's your hour hand? Your hour hand is on the, good job, it's on the 9. Now it's past one of the main numbers. It's not on the main number, it's behind it. So we'll count like normal. We'll count by 5. So we'll start 5, 10, 15, 20. Now it didn't come down here to 25, so we're at 20, but it's not actually at 20. It's further. So now we're counting by 1s. And it's only 1 notch past 20. So what's the next number after 20? Good job. It's 21. So your hour hand is 9, 21. And then the last time, ooh, they went really, really high. Some people might look at this and think, oh, I know what time it is. They might say it's, what time do you think they would probably say? Some of them might look at that and go, oh yeah, it's 4 o'clock, but is it 4 o'clock yet? Nope, it's not. It's super close, but not quite. So our hour hand, remember when it's in the middle, it's always on the smaller number. It's not there yet, so we go tinier. So it is 3. Now we start at the top here and we start counting by 5s till we get to our long hand, to our minute hand. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. We can't stop. We need to do a few things. 55, 56, 57, 58. And your time should have been 3:58. You had to count by ones after that. Now, I hope that was helpful for you. I am looking up a Roman numeral song that I want you to listen to, and that will help you for the back side of this paper. Now remember, X stands for 10, your X stands for 10, and V stands for 5. So you want to start with your 1 over here and continue to go around. You'll figure out the pattern. It says to color. I'll let that be optional. If you just want to just do the dot to dot for the Roman numerals, you can, and then you don't have to color. If you want to color, that's okay too. Have a great day. See you later.